another thing is too, you've been on Discovery Channel, you've been on numerous networks too as well. And
Yes.
out of all of them, what was the most favorite of all of the networks you've been on to?
Wow. Oh, that's a tough one. I did enjoy the program that was produced by PBS. I felt that was a really good program. But there have been many good ones, and of course, I try and do my best in every one that I appear. I've been on a couple of the programs on Fox, Hannity's America, and the O'Reilly Factor. And I really enjoyed the O'Reilly Factor. Not so much the Hannity Show, but the O'Reilly Factor.
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly, I think, is a very interesting guy. He was very positive about it, and of course, he's Catholic, so obviously he has some underlying background there. And
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of the interview, he said that back in 2000, when the Shroud was on public display, that he, so I really knew pretty much right from the beginning of the interview that unlike his normal sort of style of sort of not attacking but sort of raising his voice. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a pundit. I talk about the Shroud, but I don't try and talk over other people, and I don't
Right.
tell, and I don't do those things. And Bill was really fun. It's a fun show to be on, and he gave me a call the following Monday and thanked me again and told me he'd learned some new things about the Shroud. So I enjoyed that program, and it was kind of fun to, having seen him so many times on television, to actually be on the program with him and find him to be a real gentleman, very polite, and really a very good host. So I enjoyed that particular program a good bit.
Mm-hmm. And we're not like Bill O'Reilly because we let the people speak as long as they want to, without limited or no commercial interruptions at all whatsoever. So
understood. And look, Bill O'Reilly, that's part of his appeal,
right.
His style, and I understood that. So he kind of interrupted me a couple of times and often said, "Oh, I'm sorry, let you talk." And he ultimately did let me do most of the talking in the interview, which for a Bill O'Reilly interview was kind of unusual. Not typical of what I'd seen watching the show. You see, of course, in the political arena, they raise their voices.
Right.
But when it comes to the Shroud, I don't think that that's appropriate, and so I'll try and maintain my decorum, even if somebody attacks. Although Bill never did that, but some of the radio programs I've done, people sort of are on the attack. They're looking to spice up the interview with a little drama, and but I don't fall into those categories. I don't buy into that.
I don't either.
I'm such into arguing and fighting over things. Look, the facts are the facts. They're published. They're available. People have to make up their own mind. Look, science can't prove anything beyond the chemistry and physics of a piece of cloth. The deeper, more spiritual meaning.
Right.
The Shroud didn't come with a book of instructions.
Right.
To tell us what to believe or how to believe. The answer is not on that piece of cloth, but in the eye and the heart of those who look upon it. So each person really has to reach their own conclusion about the Shroud. And far be it from me to be telling people what to believe. That's
right.
On my place. So all I can tell them is what we know about this cloth, that everything about it indicates to me, a non-Christian, that this is obviously an artifact of Jesus. Even my 89-year-old Jewish mother said, of course it's authentic. They wouldn't have kept it for 2,000 years if it belonged to Jesus. If it belonged to anybody else, nobody would care.
Right.
And so, I think that's a great observation, a Jewish mother wisdom, But I think that, the Shroud is something that's there for those who are interested.
Yeah.
For those who are not, they can walk away. There's nothing about it that forces anybody to believe anything.
This is why I do human interest stories. I don't just do political stories. I do human interest stories too as well. See, this is one thing that broadcasters are not doing anymore either. I noticed Bill O'Reilly used to be great, but now he's changed his perspective around there. He made it more political now, and I don't agree with some of the stuff he's saying either, Barry. I just don't. Some of the stuff he's saying.
Yeah.
In the
world of the Shroud, Michael, there's so much politics going on already.